All right, so just to talk a little bit more about this, I'm basically taking what we've done the past 2 weeks with the story elements chart, and I'm putting it into the quarter 3 skill practice, okay? So you're going to kind of see, when we move to the quarter 3 skill practice, we're going to take a few of the items that we ended up talking about with the story elements and putting them into a chart, like a table more so, than what we have here. We will not have to do exposition or following action. That's why this little mark is right there. And so the rising action is the orange arrow that's going to come over here. And then we have the conflict is the green arrow that's going to come up here. Resolution of conflict is going to follow this turquoise arrow. It's going to be here. Resolution of the story is following the blue arrow, and it's over here. So you're essentially doing the same thing. You're just putting it into a different spot than we did on the story elements chart the past 2 weeks. You will see this as well in your notebook. If you turn to page 53, it looks like that. So you're going to be doing this quite a bit this quarter. It has conflict, rising action, resolution of conflict, and resolution of story. Okay, so just know that is on page 53, and I will be referencing and going to those quite a bit throughout this quarter. Something I want to make sure that I mention to you is looking at what these things actually say after each box. So conflict is character wanted, but make sure we're using that format because it will allow you to have the whole conflict versus just something like what the character wanted. Because if character wants something, there's no conflict there yet. You have to say what's in the way of that. Okay. Rising action, you should have 2 events. They should be specific. These are things that happen right after that we know what the conflict is, all the way up into right before the R2C. R2C is down here. You can kind of see that as well. And I'm going to refer to it as the R2C sometimes, so just kind of get that into your vocabulary. But that's the resolution to the conflict. Okay, so everything that happens in between knowing what the character wants and them getting what they wanted or didn't want, all of that is rising action. Just make sure you're being specific. You're talking about which character you're saying and that kind of thing. So explain what's happening. Don't just say, well, this happened, but you have to like say specific things that went on. Okay, don't summarize the rising action. I want specific things. Resolution of the conflict, make sure that you look back to the conflict. Did the character get what they wanted? Okay, so look at that, make sure they connect to each other. All right, and then the last one, we have resolution to the story, and I'm going to refer to that one as the R2S. And then what happened at the very end of the story. So specifically what happened at the very end of the story. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that you kind of see that and where we're going with the quarter 3 skill practice, excuse me. That's all I have for you. So, all right, next slide, we'll do some other things with me and we'll go from there.